The Ducks have made a shocking trade that has massive implications. We get into exactly what those are in this edition of Ducks Digest. Hey, this is Mike Nelson. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Of course, we are a brand new Anaheim Ducks channel, the best hockey team in California. So make sure to subscribe for all things Ducks hockey. Let's get right into the story. Of course, Trevor Zegras. That's right, Trevor Zegras was traded today. It's an absolute bombshell report. Of course, the Ducks, there have been rumors for years that the Ducks were going to trade Trevor Zegras. I mean, we have been talking about a possible Trevor Zegras trade for years, and it finally happened today. This morning, we got up with the news that Trevor Zegras was traded to the Philadelphia Flyers. Absolutely crazy. The Ducks have dealt Trevor Zegras to the Flyers for Ryan Poehling and 2 draft picks. That was the story this morning. And of course, the Anaheim Ducks trading Trevor Zegras to the Philadelphia Flyers for Ryan Poehling and 2 draft picks, the number 45 pick in this year's draft, and the 4th round pick in 2026. Ryan Poehling has had 283 career games with the Canadiens and the Flyers, scoring 43 goals and 95 points. Pretty similar numbers to Trevor Zegras. This guy was also a first-round pick back in 2017. Of course, Zegras was a first-round pick back in 2019, a couple years later. This guy took a little bit to get to the NHL. But Pat Verbeek, who, of course, the Ducks general manager, has been making a couple, big moves this offseason, right? The Ducks, of course, getting Joel Quenneville as their new head coach, and also making the trade for Kreider from the New York Rangers. It's funny because the Ducks have now made a couple big trades with the Flyers, right? I mean, think about last year. They trade Jamie Drysdale, and they get Cutter Gauthier from the Flyers, and now they make another trade with the Flyers, and they acquire, of course, Ryan Poehling. Ryan Poehling is a bit of a shock that the Ducks would take on, this trade, but that is exactly what happened this morning. The Ducks have traded Trevor Zegras, and Pat Verbeek has some interesting comments to say about this trade. He said, "I want to thank Trevor for his contribution and efforts over the last 6 years. While this was a difficult trade to make, we have and will continue to look at retooling our roster over the next couple of months," basically signifying that the Ducks are not done, and the Ducks can't be done. I mean, the Ducks didn't make the playoffs. They still need to make more trades, I think, if they want to be a playoff contender. And maybe, just maybe, this will open up space for Mitch Marner, right? I think that's what every Ducks fan is hoping for. We wish Trevor nothing but the best of luck with the Flyers. That was, of course, statements from Pat Verbeek. Of course, Trevor Zegras from New York has scored 67 goals, 186 points, and 268 career games with the Ducks, all with the Ducks. And now he'll be going with the Flyers to play with his old teammate, Jamie Drysdale, which is honestly a bit of a shock. That's what I'm most shocked about. I'm not shocked about, just to clarify out there, what do you think? Comment below. But I'm not shocked about the Anaheim Ducks trading Trevor Zegras. I mean, you cannot be shocked about this. Trevor Zegras has been a bit of a disappointment with the Anaheim Ducks. I mean, I think when the Ducks drafted Trevor Zegras, there was hope that this guy was going to be the face of the franchise when he was drafted a few years back. I think everybody can agree with that. The Ducks drafted Zegras in mind that he was going to be the face of the franchise, right? I mean, this guy was not drafted to be a role player. He was not drafted just to be a player they were going to build up and hope that would get better. No, they thought this guy was going to make an impact when he was drafted and played, when he, of course, moved up to play with the Ducks. And reality is, it hasn't really happened. It has not happened for the Ducks. Trevor Zegras has had good moments. He almost won Rookie of the Year, right? Had a pretty solid rookie season. Didn't win it, of course. But it has not been very good for Trevor Zegras with the Ducks. I mean, the numbers have not been the best. And I think the most important factor with Trevor Zegras getting traded was the fact that he could never play defense at an NHL level. I mean, I think that's honestly the honest truth with Trevor Zegras. Sure, he might have some offensive upside. He might have amazing goals. We've seen all the highlights. We've seen what Trevor Zegras can do. He has a lot of talent, but he just doesn't play defense at an NHL level. And I think it doesn't have to do all with him. It's not all his fault. I think a lot of it has to do with the size. Trevor Zegras is just not really big. He is an undersized hockey player. I mean, that is the truth. Trevor Zegras is undersized. He is not at a size that's optimal for the NHL. I think that's something we knew when he was drafted. Of course, the Ducks hoped that he would grow and get bigger. He did get a bit bigger, but not big enough. And Trevor Zegras' size has shown to be an issue at the NHL level. Now, Ryan Poehling is a bigger guy. Ryan Poehling does play defense better than Zegras. This guy has a better defensive game. Offensively, they're very similar. Ryan Poehling is not hyped up at all like Trevor Zegras. He's not a very hyped up player. Now, another thing too, Ryan Poehling, something I was reading about before making this video, is the Ducks only have him for 1 year. I mean, it's pretty much a low risk, high reward trade because it's just a 1 year deal for, just the rest of the, next season, and that's it. A 1.9 cap hit, and that's it. Ryan Poehling could be gone if it doesn't go well, and that will be the end of this, the end of the story. But Trevor Zegras is gone. Trevor Zegras, of course, has a few more years. The Philadelphia Flyers are going to be stuck with him. And the Ducks, I think also, we're going to, of course, get into this as the days go on because we're going to be talking about this trade for days. This is a big trade for the Ducks. Make sure to subscribe if you're watching this video. If you're tuning in for the first time here to Ducks Digest, I'm going to be so excited. It's so exciting. This is my favorite hockey team. They've been my favorite team since 2003. It's been 22 years of rooting for this hockey club, and I'm so happy to be talking about Ducks hockey with everybody around the world. But yeah, the Ducks, I think, like I said, I'm with the Ducks here. I totally agree with the trade. A bit disappointing with Trevor Zegras, to be honest, the last few years. I really hope that he would turn out to be the face of the franchise, and it just never happened. It just never happened. And, with Ryan Poehling, the only thing you can hope for is this guy, continues to do what he's done. He had a slow start with the Montreal Canadiens. He really struggled at the onset of his career. Of course, played with the Penguins for a bit. But the last couple years with the Flyers, they've been pretty solid, right? Last season, 12 goals, 19 assists. His time on ice kind of went up a bit, up to 14 minutes. Even had a game-winning goal, one. The plus-minus, -4, a little better than the year before, -11, a lot better than what he had with the Canadiens, -21 back in 22. The plus-minus, a bit concerning, but the teams he's been on, of course, frankly, have not been that good. And, Ryan Poehling is a third or fourth line center. This guy is not going to be a first line guy. I mean, let's be honest. Trevor Zegras was built or was hyped up to be a first line guy, which never really happened. I mean, of course, the Ducks had to put him at the first line, but first or second line, but he never was really authentically a guy that you would trust to be a first line guy because he never lived up to it. So Ryan Poehling, you get a couple draft picks. It was the right time to trade Trevor Zegras. This is the right time. I absolutely agree with the Ducks making this trade. As always, make sure to subscribe, and let's go Ducks. Woo!